Professor.Dr. from Indonesia. I just have one question I would like to ask. One, you discussed that Islamic social enterprise is supporting to the society for the development of industry and other enterprises. The banking sector, the Islamic banking industry is playing. What do you think is other than Islamic enterprise, is there some other enterprises which are playing this role for the development of the society? I repeat again. Are you listening me? Your mic. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So because I think the admin or unmute my mic. So would you please to repeat again, because I cannot see, I cannot hear clearly.
Yes, I repeat my question. My question is, other than Islamic banking, is there any other social enterprise, Islamic social enterprise, which is playing the role for the development of the society and the industry like that in Indonesia?
Yeah. Actually, there are two kinds of social enterprise, non-profit and not-for-profit. So there are differences between non-profit and not-for-profit. Non-profit is come from philanthropy, which is transformed into social enterprise. And then another social enterprise is not-for-profit enterprise. They are startup social enterprise, but they parallelly doing business and also social. They could start it from social and then become business, and then they could also start from business and then doing social. So they are that all social enterprise, even it's not faith-based social enterprise, they're still doing same like that. But in Islamic, because in Islamic, based on the Sharia law, I mean, like we should also helping people. That's why the beneficiary of Islamic social enterprise is, there are two beneficiaries: small medium enterprise as their customer, and also top of bottom people. It's like the poor, yatim, like that. So because they have two kind of beneficiaries, so that's why they should also embrace them to solving together. So that's why they have to collaborate with all the stakeholders, as like industry, for example. So industry could give them like CSR programs.
Okay. Thank you, Professor.
Yeah, like that.
Is there any other question from the audience who would like to ask? We have just 2 minutes for this session. Anyone from the audience who would like to ask the question? Okay, fine. Our next session is Professor Dr. Tayyab Riaz from Pakistan. He is very, very popular for his talk. Especially, he is engaged in the media with reference to technology and the communication, and he is also consultant at international institutes. And he knows to me from many years. Even I learned many things from him. And we are happy today he gave us time for the very fruitful session. And I hope you guys will new things and learn a lot during this session. So without wasting any time, I request to Professor Muhammad Tayyab Riaz, please start your discussion.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sahab. Do you hear me?
Yes.
And it's loud and clear, I hope so.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sahab. Thank you very much for the so pleasant words, and I think you really raise the hope of the audience. And this is actually, this is because that Dr. Wasim is also a very good person, and I'm really very thankful that you invited me here for giving me the opportunity to share my ideas with some of very brilliant academic personalities. Although my background is from academia, but right now I'm not related as I was related to academia 3 years before. So my discussion will be from practical business perspective more than the academic perspective. But to start the discussion, I think that there is a line I used to say and I used to discuss with my students while I was engaged in academia actively. I used to say that disasters always open the new avenues of knowledge and the new avenues of opportunity. Because this, especially to the students who are listening this session, I really want to say them that disaster actually open the new avenues of knowledge. In disaster, we are able to you can say that we are able to understand and we are able to learn human in another perspective. We can view and witness the behaviors which are not possible to view and witness in ordinary situations, in normal situations. So in abnormal situations, we see the abnormal behavior from the humans, which are not be able to be understood and even not exhibited by the humans in the normal situations. Though the topic which I was given by the Dr. Bari was that I will speak on society, business, organization, and state. That how what will be the consequences of COVID-19 on them. Uh, this is really a very large domain, and actually I am thankful to Mr. Pari that he has given me the opportunity that I can speak what I want to speak, because this is really a very big domain, but I will try to concise it that the listeners will get something from my own experience. As far as the behavior of the people in the society is concerned, what I personally think is that the loneliness will be increased. So this is an excellent opportunity for the students who want to do research in that prospectus, in this perspective, that they can research that how the people will be more indulged towards their own self. The people will be more centered, they will be more self-centered actually, and there is a strong phenomena with it. There's a strong phenomena with it, a strange phenomena actually. I want to say that the loneliness will be increases in physical world, but in virtual world, uh, people will be more engaged into social networks and activities like this. Another strange thing is going to be happen soon, and you will see it. We are actually witnessing it. Uh, 3 weeks back, I have a lecture. I have an online session in which I have explained that how the people will move from they will be a part of an individualistic society, but they will think collectively. Maybe it's a strange line to hear, but the things will move like that. People will be lonely, they will be self-centered, but the community concept will rise. Why the community concept will rise? The community concept will rise because people will start to feel fear. The COVID-19, what it do with the current situation, what it do with us, it actually creates the fear in the society. As the fear in the society will prevail, a need will arise among the people that we have to be collective for our benefits and for sorry, I just dropped my mic. So we have to be collective for our benefits, and this is the same thing we are actually witnessing in America, that what is actually happening in America. This is the same thing, that people are actually more polite, the people are actually more united in the form of the communities, but people are started to be more self-centered. So this is a contradictory concept. Like, how it is contradictory? It is contradictory that at one side people are becoming more and more lonely, and on the other side they are more bonded in the form of the collective societies for their own benefits. So this is will be something which we have to look about it. Another social phenomena that we have need to think about it, that you will see, and we are actually witnessing it, that lots of breakups are going to be happen after the COVID-19 breakdown will be over, and even during the COVID-19 COVID-19 lockdown, lots of breakups are actually happening, and they are starting. Lots of couples are not living together now. This is another aspect that can be understood, and that it can be put a part of the discussion and research perspective, and what it brings, the how it will bring the business opportunities. The second thing is that I would like to discuss about it. It is about the rise of the online activities. The online activities will be on the rise, and what it will bring three different things. The first thing is for the underdeveloped countries like us, the countries which are developing like us, the economies like us. I'm from Pakistan, so there will be a boom of freelancers all over the world. There will be a boom of freelancers, but especially for Pakistanis and the countries like Pakistan, like India, Bangladesh, they will see a rise in the community of the freelancers. We have lots of freelancers, and they will start to earn good money, and they will bring back not only the money but the technology. So this will be a great learning opportunities for the countries like us. The new trends, the new technological trends will be introduced in the countries like the Pakistan. The other thing is, as soon as the freelancers will get the chance and they will get a boom, so the employment opportunity will be completely different. The employment opportunity will not be like that as we have now. So as the employment opportunity will be changed, the role of the traditional education institutes will have to be changed. If the traditional education institutes do not change their mechanism of working, unfortunately, I must say that there will be a decline for them. So in next 10 years, in the next decade, either the role of the institutes will be completely changed, or they will be demolished. The skills they are providing to their students right now, the traditional education institutes will not be needed in the next decade. So it can be a possibility. This is the third, actually, the research topic I am sharing with the guys, with the students actually who are listening. So the role of the education academia will completely change. The academia will not be like that. COVID-19 will change the academia forever. The next we have here is the something about the travel industry. It will be, the traveling will be more expensive. The travel industry may be one of the most suffered industry in this COVID-19. So due to the traveling will be very difficult, and traveling will be very expensive, especially the international traveling. And as the traveling will difficult, the tourism industry is going to be suffer. So this can be another topic for the students to have to look at it with prospect of research, that the traveling industry, high expenses, how they will affect the tourism industry. So you may look at it. Academia and the education industry is not the only industry which is going to suffer, and the dynamics of the academia will be changed completely. The e-commerce industry will be completely changed. The giants, they will suffer badly. We will see more organic and mushroom growth of the new e-commerce firms, and they will change the scenario completely. They will completely change the scenario, and the e-commerce industry in its current situation will decline, and a new type of e-commerce industry we will see in the next decade, hopefully. All the things are assumptions that, and based on my academic experience and based on my business experience, I'm sharing it with you guys. And the next is that about the health industry. If you want to start a new business, I should recommend you then go for the health industry. The fear in the people will bring a growth for the health industry, and health industry will grow tremendously. So this will the merge of the IT with the health industry. We will see a merge of the IT with the health industry. So a cyber robotic type of people will see, and cyber robotic type of medicine will be introduced. And the IT industry is already on boom, and we will see more boom on it. And another thing is we will see the digital currencies. There will be the lots of digital currencies. Maybe like the digital dollar or even the digital yuan. So we will see a digital currencies, and we will see the legalization of digital currencies. That in many parts of the world that Bitcoin is not legal, but we will see as the time will pass, more and more. Uh, okay, I will answer the questions later. Please let me complete first. So more and more digital currencies will be introduced, and more digital currencies will be legalized in the different parts of the world. As far as the economy is concerned, so the economy is concerned, but economy has four pillars. If I say that in my prospect and as per my understanding, economy has four pillars. The first one is the sources of production from which we get the production, and we transfer it towards the consumer. Consumer produces the value, and the financial institutions bring that value back towards the sources of the production or the people who actually own their sources of production. So right now we have all the things. COVID-19 has destroyed nothing. COVID-19 hasn't destroyed any sources of production. We didn't see any major loss in the human resources. We didn't witness any major loss in the farm industry. We didn't see any major loss, any major destruction in the for the natural resources. Everything is here. What is actually happened is that we missed a link, and the link is that which is actually it is about the supply chain. Supply chain is not working right now. As the supply chain is not working right now, as soon as the supply chain will be unfreeze or will be resumed, the economic activities will move on like that. But the economic activities will never move on like that. The element will play its part, and this element is that at the consumer perspective, now a thing is active, and this is the psychology of the fear. The psychology of the fear will, under the psychology of the fear, the consumer will behave strangely. How it will behave? It will behave strangely. This is another topic which can be interesting to understand for the academic perspective and for the business perspective also, that how the consumer will react as the economy will unfreeze after under the fear. My personal opinion is that the domestic consumer will get will develop a habit to store the things. So they will consume more, they will consume less, but store more. So as soon as the economy will open, we will see a boost in the economy. But with the passage of time, the things will become normalized. But the pattern of the spending and the pattern of the consumption of the consumer will never be the same. So there will be a difference between the world we know before COVID-19 and the world we know after the COVID-19. So there will be a difference between the world. This can be another interesting issue to be studied. And I think I am done from my side. And if there are any questions, I will be happy to answer it. As far as the one thing is missing, and this is about the states. About the state. I've discussed a bit about the societies, a bit about the business organizations, a bit about different industries which are going to be affected from this COVID-19 issue. So the last thing is that I want to discuss about the states. I think the states, as they have within the dynamics within the states will change, and the dynamics within the states will change. Some states will get the opportunity to boost their economies. The states, the countries like as Pakistan, they have a mass population who are young, who are adoptive. By utilizing this potential, they can grab the opportunity to enter in the market of the freelancers, and the freelancers market is available to them. Secondly, the resources of the production resources, every country has different type of production resources. So depending on the production of the resources, the mobilization of the resources will be easy. The mobilization of the people, it will not be easy, but the mobilization of the resources will be easy in the coming decade. So the country who will adopt the change soon will get the benefit, and the countries who will not adopt the change soon, maybe this will be difficult for them, and the hard time is coming for them. Thank you very much. Any questions? We are here to
Thank you very
answer
much.
the questions.
Thank you very much, Professor Muhammad Tayyab Riaz.
Doctor,
It is very
thank you
interesting.
very
The
much
last
for
part.
calling me professor again and again. Doctor, thank you very
Actually,
much for calling me the
yes,
professor again and again, but I am but I am not
you
a
are.
professor, doctor. Thank
Yes,
you.
you are right. I want to clarify here that about the professor. Many people said that professor is with the passage of time, but I think that with the knowledge management perspective, the person who has diversification and depth in his knowledge, he or she should be a professor. So that's why I am calling all of you here to discuss, to share the knowledge with everyone. From the audience, anyone have the question, please first ask the question, then we will move on. Anyone?
Yes, I have a question, sir. Can you hear me? Hello.
Who is there?
This is Muhammad Khizar Hayat.
Please continue. Please continue.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Muhammad Zimbari for offering this wonderful opportunity. And after that, thank you so much, Dr. Tayyab Saab, for sharing your beautiful knowledge. And yeah, I have noted something that as you have started with the beautiful statement that disasters actually opens a new opportunities. Yeah, I agree with the statement, but don't you think, sir, the ability is nothing without opportunity? But as far as we are living in, underdeveloped countries, in fact, not a developing country, it's an underdeveloped country like Pakistan. So education system, you have talked about education system, the education, the traditional education system that Pakistan is almost following from 70 years, last 70 years is almost just a crap, I think. Sorry to say that, but I'm agreeing with, doing agree with you. But don't you think that the skilled education system, that a technical education or technical skilled education system should be introduced in Pakistan, so that the masses are, because the masses are going in, a higher education and getting higher and higher and higher education system. You are as you are a Pakistani, so मैं एक statement आपसे उर्दू में शेयर करना चाहूँगा कि हमारे पाकिस्तान में होता है कि जो नहीं ना जिसको जॉब मिलती है वो आगे बेचारा जाके एमफिल कर लेता है, फिर जिसको मजीद जॉब नहीं मिलती वो पीएचडी करने चला जाता है. So I am one of them. That's why I actually want to share this experience with you. So don't you think that the ability is not nothing without opportunity, and the government or the influencers like you and influencers
So
like
I understand the
Dr. Modi
question.
Bari.
I'm sorry to interrupt Khizar. The question of Khizar is, what do you think about the technical skill of Pakistan young generation?
I understood. I understood that. Khizar sir, this was really a very interesting question. Actually, this is a blend of lots of questions. We have put lots of questions into it, and like you a burst from the Kalashnikov, and you have a burst of questions, lots of questions in it. The first thing you said that it was the disaster. Yes, the disaster opened opportunities, because why disaster opened the opportunities? The reason is that the disaster have opened the opportunities because it destroys the existing system. As it destroys the existing system, it gives the opportunity to grow to those people who do not find the place in the existing system to grow. So I think you can understand that why actually the disaster open the opportunities. And the
Yes.
second thing that I have already discussed that Doctor, do I have the time or the session time is
Yeah,
over?
about 1 to 2 minutes. 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay. I will try to conclude the thing. The second thing is disaster provide the opportunity that you will witness some strange behavior from the people, which is not you will not see it in the normal routine. The other thing is, I think that you want to say that actually that ability without opportunity is nothing. You were saying something like that, but
Yeah,
believe
ability
me,
is nothing without opportunity.
yeah, but believe me that if you have the ability, you will create your own opportunity. So don't worry about it. If you have the ability, you will create your own opportunity. And Doctor, we can have a long discussion on it later. You can find me online.
Yes.
You
Yes,
can
of
grab
course.
me.
Of course.
And the other thing is that what you said that do we have need to move towards skill-based education? Yes, we need to move towards the skill-based education, and not only we as humans need to move on to skill-based education. As the time passes, you will see that the borders among the nations will become more strengthened. This is my philosophy that in the coming days the border will not dilute, it will become more strong and more strengthened, and the nations will be in more encapsulated forms as you see it now. The things will not be open. And Khizar, sorry, I lost the track of the questions that you have asked. Is there anything left?
No, I think so.
Okay. Okay.
It's enough. Thank you so much, sir. Thank
I
you so much.
clear this
Thank you.
question.
Thank
Just
you.
one word. There is a term in the literature: creative destruction. So creative destruction gave you the opportunities. So when you will
Yes,
study the creative destruction, you will learn a lot. Okay.
Sir,
So
I have noted down this variable. I would definitely learn.
okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. Thank you very much, Tayyab Riaz Sahab, for joining us and giving us a very practical talk on this COVID-19 applied research ideas. So here we move on. One very great guest here from Georgia, my very best friend, Professor Dr. Emilia Alaverdov. She is PhD, international laws and international relations and laws, and she has much experience in his study, in teaching, in research. She is the editor of the many journals. She attended many conferences, and she is very diversified personality because she participated in different activities around the world. And I also learned from her many new things. And I'm very thankful to her for joining this session. And now she will give you the new insight regarding COVID-19 during and post with perspective to Georgia and the world, because she's well engaged with the other countries as well. So I request you, Professor Dr. Emilia, please start your session.
From Georgia. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are hearing, but very slow.
Yeah, but I will just speak in a high voice. Okay, greeting from Georgia. First of all, I want to thank you, Mr. Mohammed. I'm so happy to be your friend, really, and I have learned too many things from you, to tell the truth. Yes, and really very thankful that you invite me to this wonderful session, and I hope our collaboration will last. It's not first, it's not the last. It's first, but it's not the last. Yeah. Okay, now I want to start my session. Just, since I'm not an economist, my presentation and topic will be in a bit different field. I want just to draw your attention how Georgia coped with the pandemic. And when there are many diseases worldwide and of course crisis really and panic, in Georgia is everything quiet. And I want to just give me the opportunity to share my screen. I want to share my screen, show you some figures, statistics. Can I?
Yes.
I'm disabled.
Yes, yes, I am listening.
Could you give me, can I share my screen?
Of course, you can.
No, host disabled participant.
Yeah, yes, 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 I am giving you the host.
Yeah. Now I can? Yeah, now I can. Is it okay now? Can you see my screen?
We cannot right now. Yes. Ready.
Yeah, now we start. Yes, I want to highlight again that I'm not an economist, and really I didn't make any just profound research in this area. Just I can give you informative situation in Georgia. Maybe it's a good example how we cope with this. So the first case in Georgia appeared on February 26. Total cases up to date are 895, recovered 741, and died 14 people only. The first death appeared in April 4, and the last one was recorded in June 13. So now you see what happened. I will give you detailed information why we can manage the situation. So action, the most important is that as soon as this appears, the virus, our government just start very strict action. People, of course, did not like it, but there was no choice. And you know what we did? March 21 was declared a state of emergency. And from 31 March to April 17 was declared general guarantee regime. Moreover, it was Easter time, and people started, we know that it's Orthodox country, and people started to celebrate Easter, to go on some graves, and even government during this just time banned the movement of cars in order to prevent, because there was no way out. And due to these restrictions, just I can tell you that Georgia came out of situation with a very little losses. Of course, 14 days are also very important, but it is not as high as in other countries. I want to tell you that in Caucasus, in our neighbor countries, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the situation is very critical even now today, and they don't know how to cope with the situation. And I want to stress that Georgia is a very small country, and the medicine is not developed here. And the most important thing is that government understand that we are not as developed as so developed just to cope with the critical situation, and from the beginning start to close everything. So now slowly our restrictions are lifted, and I don't know if you are interested, but there were 6 steps on the restriction lifted, and they slowly start open. The markets, the 6th stage, I want to tell you that will start from July 7, which includes open entrepreneurs, sports center, etc., and educational activities. Now I want to tell you that tendency is also very good in our country, because since just June 13, sometimes there is no cases, sometimes there are just 2 cases, and even today we had recorded 2 cases. So now let me discuss a bit situation about the educational sphere. We start as soon as the pandemic was declared, universities were closed, and we start the education via Zoom platform. Of course, it has its positive and negative effects. I want to just highlight the positive ones. That when I had lecture, sometimes very few students attend our lectures, because I don't know, some of them were working, some of them just having fun. I don't know the reason, but for example, if before I had 10 students, Now I have more than 25 students. It's double or even triple. Because when I ask and told what is the situation, they say, "Oh, it is lockdown. We don't have anything to do. We will enter the lecture and listen to our lectures." So I can tell you that it is a positive side as well. And even now, our midterms exams and final exams are all scheduled via Zoom platform. I know that sometimes students cheat, of course, because there is no good control, but it's better than to university and infect them, since we understand that we do not have such high ability to cope with critical situation. Another one, since I am from political science and I used to work as an assistant of president advisor in last government, so now I can tell you that our government made very good, since Georgia is democratic country, I want to tell you that, and everyone criticize position and opposition each other, made very good movement. You know what they did? During this pandemic, all the political faces were lifted from screen and the floor was given to doctors. Every announcement, every just a new movement was done by doctors, and you know it united the positions and oppositions, and people like Conway and people like just agreed with everything what they said. And it was a good movement. If in this case appears politicians, of course opposition will start criticize everything and it will become more fast. Another thing I want to tell you that what did our government? We did not pay for gas. It was free for us. We did not pay for electricity, and bank loans were postponed for 6 months. First, they postponed for 3 months, and now no any kind of raise interest rates, and they postpone it for another 3 months. You know, I think that it is a very positive way to cope with situation, because people, of course, some people, of course, markets were closed and people also argued that where is the difference? I died from hunger or from virus, but there was no other way to do it. The situation right now is so that we slowly come out of the crisis. As for economics, of course, being a small country, we have an economic problems, but let's discuss and take care for economists. Since I'm not economic, I can just give you the political agenda and how the prime minister cope with the situation. Really, and even Europe appreciate it. Because as I told you, our neighbors have very critical situation right now. Thank you for your attention. I can just answer the questions. If you are interested in some more issues, I can answer your questions.
Okay, thank you, Emily. I'm very happy to listen to you and very happy to know that the COVID-19 situation in your country is very positive, and now you guys are improving, and especially your death rate is very low. That is a very happy thing, which I know that.